Well, I'm back. Oh, sorry about that. I was then staring down there because there's a huge, great big van down there, and it's got canoes on the top. You don't normally see a great big Sprinter van down there, but then I realised there's no barriers. So yeah, I'm down at the Humber. Videos might have got mixed up a little bit, but there might be two at the Humber, but they're at different times. It's the 23rd of the 5th of May today, and high tide is at about 4 o'clock, about 10 to 4, and it's a 6.3 metre tide, and it's foggy. It's gone foggy out there, it keeps raining, but I'm here because my rods that I did the other day, that you've seen, I've brought that to use them. So I've got the one that I bought off eBay as well, but I'll show you that in a minute. So yeah, we're at Bay 19. That looks like an 8, but it isn't, it's Bay 19. And here we are at the Humber, and it is raining. Can you see it's all foggy out there? Can't see Grimsby, put it that way, very clearly, because it's lost in the fog. The water's come in. I should have been fishing a lot sooner, really, to be honest, but I've been having a nice chat with some gentleman that pulled up in his white van. He's now going past Bay 27 at the minute. And I guess he said to me he was fishing the woods. He's got 6 crabs, which is 12 baits, he said, and once he's done that, he's off. So, but yeah, we're here today. So basically, you've seen the video of me doing up this rod here, my Leader Icon 120 fixed bill. It's a 12-foot rod, 4 to 6 ounce, but it will chuck. I've got a 7 ounce weight on it at the minute, and I'm going to be chucking that out. I'm not launching it huge distances, I'm just chucking it out. I may put a 6 ounce weight on it and give it a good cast, but my van's in the wrong place, and we'll just see how it goes. But yeah, I've got this rod here, and this is its brother. I bought this off eBay. I've rubbed this section down. I've rubbed this section down and varnished this. I haven't changed the eyes. The eyes on this rod here on the left are the original eyes, look. They're the original eyes. They're all okay, so I figured that I'm going to leave them on until they get damaged and then replace them. As you can see, they are different to the Fuji eyes on it, whereas they're a little bit more slim and slender, whereas these are chunky monkeys. But they're good eyes. There's nothing wrong with them, they're still working all right. The Whitmans are a little bit tired as well. They aren't tired, but the red isn't as red as my new red, because getting colours nowadays, you have to just get what you can get, don't you? So yeah, that's what I'm fishing. 12-foot rods, as you can see in my stand, Leader Icons. They're 17 to 20 years old, but they're quite a stiffish rod. I just want to try them, so I've come here today, one, not only to get a video in, because I've only got 2 fishing videos, and you never know what the government might say. They might say we can't go fishing, or some of us, not all. And yeah, I've just done this rod up. You've seen the video if you've watched it, but yeah, I've done this rod up and I wanted to give it a go and use it. So it's got the original eyes on it that it did before, because years ago they used to have large eyes, and I think the tip eye is 16mm. So seaweed will pass through, you know, the lead knot will pass through the eye, and hopefully seaweed will be left at the eye. So that's what I'm using. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, well, I know it'll go alright, because I used to use the rod here before. But I'm looking forward to it. So it's just a day out today, fishing, different scenery, forget my troubles and woes. That mist has gone now, look. That was either fog, mist or rain. but it's gone. Look at that. In the time that I've been talking to you, it's cleared up. So yeah, so it's a day out fishing, different scenery. Not going to catch anything major here. I was offered to go to Skeg to go fishing for hounds to see if there's any about. It would have been really nice to go, but there's rain. I would like to go there when it's you at least got some nice weather and you can just rock up, fish, have a nice day and go home and not get cold, wet and anything else. And we've been having rough weather just lately, so yeah, I said to the chap I'll do it another day. Anyhow, I'm going to get these casted out in a minute. I didn't get anything to eat because I was having a chat with that chap and I forgot to ask his name. But yeah, so these are the rods. I'll just show them you a bit more as we're fishing. Nothing major. You can't go buy them unless you find one on eBay, I presume, or a relative has got one hidden in his shed. But yeah, we'll see how they go. I'm not going into the realms of got to have everything leader icon either. Isn't it amazing that 17-18 years ago I bought a leader icon rod for 40 quid. Carbon fibre, good rod really. It's only a cheap rod. It's only a cheap rod, but it is a good rod. I don't think they make rods like that now. And then 17, 18 years later, I go start fishing again and I buy a leader icon, and boy have they moved on. So whereas they used to be starting out rods and cheap rods to start fishing with, they certainly aren't now, but still a good rod. And the new leader icons are very good as well, in my opinion. So let's get this casted out. So this is the first cast out on the rod that I rebuilt. So let's hope nothing goes snap, because we could lose an eye, this rod could snap, couldn't it? Anything could happen. All's good on that front. That went well. That went so, I didn't even feel that was a 7-ounce weight on there. This rod will only cast up to 6, it's rated to. That was a 7-ounce weight. It only went out 40-50 yards, but I didn't feel it. Just didn't feel it chucking it out. If I'd parked my van over here, if the wind was blowing a bit better, I would stick a weight on the floor and give it some beans. But I ain't. So yeah, here it is. I've got the Penn Spinfisher 6 on it, on the leader icon, with the Fuji BNOGs, and those eyes are being discontinued because Fuji are doing away with black eyes. You wouldn't believe it, would you? Yeah, they're doing away with black eyes, and the reason I've been told from guides and blanks that they're doing away with black eyes is because it's raining. This is why I didn't want to go to the beach, Roy. If you're watching this, Roy, thank you very much for offering to ask me to come along to fish. Much appreciated, but this is one of the reasons why I didn't do it, because it forecasted rain and I was working this morning as well, so I wouldn't have been able to get there in time. So yeah, Fuji eyes, apparently they aren't doing black ones anymore, for the simple reason that, on environmental reasons. So I don't know what they put in the black that goes on the eyes. Can't be very good, can it? But fancy not being ever able to buy a Fuji eye that's black. I don't know when it's coming into effect, but eyes now, like these B-Nogs and the BMAG or whatever they are, other black eyes, you're seeing a lot of sizes now that are out of stock, and they aren't going to get them back in. They're bringing out what they call a gunmetal, but it's grey, isn't it? So right, that's that. Let me get the next rod kitted up with a rig, and we'll get that chucked out as well. Well happy with how those rods cast. Absolutely happy, totally happy. You can see on them rods, well I can see from here, that this one's a bright red and that one's like a reddy orange. But it don't matter. But yeah, they're the rods. My main criteria for a rod on this river is a stiffish rod, which my agilities aren't. I'm still going to use my agilities, but I've got these to use as well. But my main criteria is to have large eyes so that I can reel it in fast. If there's any weed on it, I can just sort it out as it comes around the reel. And just keep winding until I've got it in, because the last thing I want to do is have to pull seaweed off my tip eye because it's tiny, and then the weight drops in the river, you start reeling in again, and then you get snagged up. I do lose gear at the river, but I don't lose a lot of gear, to be honest. So my theory of having rods with large eyes enabling me to get the bait in, sort the seaweed out. If you can pull it off quickly because it's a big lump and it gets down the bottom, you can do. Normally it just sticks at the top of the rod. The eyes are big enough to let the leader not go through, and I don't seem to have too much trouble. Time will tell. But this one here, this one is my rod that I bought, and this one is my rod now, but it was someone else's that I bought off eBay for 40 quid. Isn't it weird when they put a starting bid price and they won't take an offer? You just have to end up buying it, don't you? And if it's what you want, you have to pay it, which isn't a problem. I mean, I'm not going to bang on about this, but I paid 40 quid. I'm sure I paid 40 quid for it, because I know my reel cost more. My reel was 70 quid. If it was 50 quid, it was 50 quid, I don't know. But I'm sure I paid 40 quid for that rod. That seems to ring a bell quite clearly. And I've just bought it second hand off eBay for 40 quid. Got a few scratches on the butt of the rod, which I rubbed down and varnished. They're gone now. The only thing I haven't done is replace the eyes and put the new BNOGs, but like I said, they're coming to an end. I have got 3 sets of BNOG eyes to redo these, so if I break an eye, I can replace an eye. If I want to put all new eyes on, I can do, and I've got 3 of each, so you're not going to be able to get them in a few years time at all. And I would say if these rods last me 20 years and I replace the leader eyes on the rod that I've just bought and put the BNOGs on, I've still got some eyes. I shouldn't run out, so I should be sorted. They're only cheap, 2-3 quid each. Go on eBay, they're £10 to £5. Unbelievable. So yeah, chuffed to bits. Using my old rod. Well, they're both my rods. I'm using 2 old rods, 18 years old, 17, 18, 20. We'll just go for 20 for now. They must have been making them before I bought them. And they cast effortless. I want to get it on the floor here and and do a cast, an off the ground cast, because I've been practicing. But we'll see what happens. We're on the Humber. We've got a helicopter coming overhead, and we're having a nice day out fishing in the sunshine now, sun and rain. Looking forward to this session. If we catch something, brilliant. If we don't catch anything, we've still had a brilliant day. And if you want to watch this and come along for, I wouldn't say come along for the ride because it's not that exciting, but yeah, if you want to come along and carry on watching this video, I will not go on about my rods much more, but I will do. And yeah, just watch this session, see if I catch. If you like this video, go watch some of my other videos as well. And if you like those and don't mind me moaning and having a rant occasionally and just being normal and not being false, then please subscribe to my channel. Ring that bell for all notifications, because I do sometimes go live. Not as much as my mate Andrew would like me to do, but I do go live. And if you ring that bell for all notifications, you'll get notified for when I do go live. Leave a comment. I always answer my comments. I don't get that many, but I do get a few. And I always answer the comments because I appreciate them. And I enjoy having a chinwag. And yeah, give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, because I'm, you know, it's all good. But yeah, if you like, subscribe. If you don't like, subscribe anyhow, because it's free. You're just doing me a favour. Nothing on them rods. We've got two flappers out there at the minute. One's a flapper and one's a clip down. They're all flappers. And we've got one baited up with squid and one baited up with black lug and squid. I've got to use the black lug. It's now started to turn, so see you in a bit. Right, we're going to have some warm up. I should have had this before now, but I got chatting, didn't I? So I got waylaid. Rods are out. That's that. So we've got spaghetti bolognese. Always put in some of this tomato puree. Now it is getting a little bit. That's about it. Gas on, gas lit. Now I had this for my dinner the other day, and it was bubbling away, and I put it on the plate, and when I was eating it, it was still bloody cold. Worcester sauce, which is a bit of a jar off. Pepper. Give it a slug of Worcester. Now don't put too much Worcester sauce in, because then you won't be able to taste the pepper. Just a little tip there for you. Yeah, so it's yeah, nothing's happened on the rods at the minute. It's glorious sun out there now. And a little bit of wind. Got a big van down there. And matey boy, last time I was fishing here in this bay, Bay 19, there was a chap in a white van, and he fished Bay 18, and then when the tide come in, he went on the corner and fished on the corner, and he's back here today. Drove past when I was setting up. Yeah, I'm chuffed with these rods. They aren't so bouncy in this wind. I'm going to lower them down as well, so I've just got the tips pointing up and see what they're like then, see if they bounce about. But yeah, let's get this wobbled up. So that's bubbling now, but that won't be warm. I'll put more pepper in that. Posh pot noodles. We've got sausage and beans. I've got another. I said to the wife, got chili con carne, and I've got 2 more spaghetti bologneses in there. Said to the wife, we're running out, you best buy some more. I didn't realise I had 2 in my bag, plus I put this 3rd one in, so. But there, I only take this food bag with me when I come to the river because it weighs so much. If I go fishing on the beach, then I just take sandwiches, really. And a flask. I always take a flask. I have in here a little put together stainless steel stove that you put twigs in. That chap that said to me he was going to go fish down at the woods looks like he's in Bay 27. But yeah, quick cook up. I'll get the kettle on next. Well, I'll drink my flask first, then put the kettle on. We've got some sailing boats on the Humber. So yeah, I just fancied on coming. Well, I wanted to use those rods. Made my mind up that this was probably the best day for me for tides. Tides have been quite low, 6.3 today. Still quite low, but decided I wanted to come today, and that's why I'm here. So we'll do a spot of fishing. If we do some catching, it'll be good. If we don't, I've had a cook up, seen some scenery. Sun's out nice now, so it's quite nice. But my next fishing trip will be on the beach. It's going to be on the Lincolnshire coast. I've also paid to have a tag, so I can get over the river without having to stop, and as soon as I drive through, it just deducts from the money that I've put into the tag account on the Humber Bridge. So until my tag comes, I'm not going across the river because I aren't allowed to drive through. I've got to pay at the kiosk, and I get fed up stopping. Right, that's that cooked. Look, bubbling away. I think it's all warm. I've stirred it and stirred it so it's not just boiling its guts up and cold in the middle. So we'll get some Worcester sauce in that. I like my Worcester sauce, and I shall eat that whilst watching these rods, and then we'll reel a rod in and see what's happening. But yeah, absolutely glorious sunshine now. I keep fishing, getting my mojo back, start getting enthusiastic about fishing, and then all of a sudden, with this weather that we've been having, there's like a week and a half, 2 weeks where I don't go. And I'm really pleased to be here today, but I'm just a little bit, you know, God, bloody hell. But it hadn't took any effort getting there, you see. If I'd gone across the bridge, it would have been, it would have been a nightmare. So yeah, I apologise if I'm not on full form at this moment in time, as I could just turn the camera off and not even put it on, to be honest. But that's not what it's about. It's about filming my fishing trip, and it's gonna get filmed. So I'm gonna eat my scram now, and I'll see you in a bit. I've just had to pull a load of May rot off. It's took for ages, so let's get this casted out. I've got an 8-ounce weight on there. I'm only chucking it out 20-30 yards, that's it. Especially now we've got May rot. I don't want any of that, or as little as possible. The wind's picked up a little bit now, but there. We should lower the rods in the stand in a minute. Quite a bit of May rot on that. That last one I just brought in. So that's not good. More May rot. They're unbelievable, but that's just the way it is. So this is why I have big eyes on my rod now. If I'd had a continental style rod here, this would have blocked up at the top, and by the time I'd unblocked it, the weight would be nestled down, and then when I reel it in, it would have got snagged up. But yeah. Got May rot, so let me just show you what May rot is. There you go, and it sticks to it like glue. So I'm going to pick that off, and then I shall I'll bring you back. Well, it's gusting up to 22 mile an hour, something like that. It's going to get worse as the session go on, but the rods are quite still, so it's good that they're stiffer. They're not like my agility's bouncing around like this. Tips are moving because obviously the line's moving in the wind, and obviously the wind's blowing on the tips, but I haven't got this movement all the time that I was getting the last time. If you go back to my previous video in Bay 19, you'll see my rods are banging about. So quid in with the rods. I'm going to fly my kettle back on. It takes a long while sorting out your lines from May rot and all that rubbish. Oh, it's got to be one of the worst weeds, I would say, that going in fishing. I've got some rigs to tie. I need to tie some different rigs. Keep an eye on these tips and get my kettle back on and get my posh pot noodle done. So it's just one of them days. Weather seemed a little better today. It's not good on the coast. Yesterday my mate went fishing, Lee, and the waves were very rough, unfishable, he said. So that was a waste for him, and he's such a long travel to get there as well, so I feel a bit sorry for him really, but I'm sure he's had a day out anyhow, so it don't matter. That's why I ain't gone to the beach. I had a fantastic offer from Roy to go fish for smooth hounds there, but I just didn't think it would be a benefit to me because of the weather, and he ain't really caught anything. The chap down in Bay 18's just reeled in. So I thought it'd be a struggle for me, and I'd rather go fishing with someone like that, with somebody. Well, Roy's quite a good fisherman too. I'd rather go fishing with Roy or 8 other good fishermen when there's better weather, so you can actually enjoy it. So if I'm blanking, at least it's nice skies, nice weather, nice and warm, Not that I'm cold, but... So yeah, so I decided to come to here, but I'd already made my mind up on Tuesday last week that I was coming here on Sunday. I think the weather's 24 hours out because the weather on Tuesday for here was sunshine, which we got yesterday. But it's just the way it goes, isn't it? It's better being here than sitting at home, whether you're watching telly or working. So we're still in it. Time is now 4:10, so tide's going to start going out in a few minutes. At least I now know on a 6.3 metre tide, it only just comes to the wall at the back. Look, can you see this? It's still a part of the wall. I've got water at the front of me, obviously, but I think those down in that Sprinter van in bay 21, I don't think the water's going to come right up to their bay. It might do, actually. Yeah, it might do. I think it's it don't come to that bay if it's under 6 metre, I think. But there, who cares? I'm not in that bay. So we've baited up, we're chucked out, we've re-baited up the rig that I've just pulled in. We've got squid and sand eel out there. Squid and black lug, and we've got a squid and lug on that. See if we can get a flounder or a dab, that's all we're after. So I'll be back in a bit on the River Humber to show you some more of my antics of high excitement fishing. But it's a nice day, that's all that matters. I'll take anything, mate. Fish are on, the fish are on! Right, we'll get this out quick. Pulled it out of the bag, didn't I? That's my new rod. The rod that I've rebuilt has been christened. Right, we'll just get her unhooked and hey, you little dab. I'll bring you back in a minute. That hook come out easy. The hook was still up in its mouth and not far enough to pull through its gill. So all I did was I pushed the hook down, put it in the water, turned you off, and then went through the gill. And because I'd pulled the hook down, when I pulled it out, the hook comes straight out. I then had to put the forceps on the hook and push it right through its gill, minding through the top of its gill, minding its pretty red gills. So. One little dab there. There's my hand, there's the dab. So we'll get her back. Now I'm not going to get too excited because it's just a dab, but I could have gone to the beach, couldn't I? Got rained on, got totally wet, totally depressed and blanked. But at least I've come here, I've been able to shelter out of the rain, and I've caught fish, so thank God for that. That means Mike, and you know the Mike that I'm talking about, and that's the Mike of Caister Tackle. Go check out Caister Tackle on Google. Just put in Caister Tackle and it'll come up with all sorts of weights, weight molds, jig heads, you name it. They do everything apart from fishing rods and fishing reels. So yeah, so Mike, it looks like you're the Jonah, not me. One little dab, it brings you so much joy. You know, this isn't too bad of a trip here for me. It's like 50 minutes. So to get air, travelling 50 minutes, you know. So it's not too bad, but you always like to catch, don't you? But if you go a lot further, like an hour and a half, 2 hours, you always like to catch because it just makes it worthwhile, doesn't it? You can't always catch, I understand that, but you'll see that I've got this blue Titan top on. I've had it for years. I must have bought it when I first started fishing, before I even started filming. It's the original blue. It's 100% cotton drill, I think. It's the same as what your engineering overalls used to be made of. The trouble is, because you always buy Chinese sizes, I never read Titan. They say buy the size you are because they are proper sizes for normal people instead of Chinese sizes. And I bought an extra large. Well, when I got it, I mean, it's still big now, but it was like a frock. So I didn't want to send it back because you have to pay postage, don't you? So I stuck it in the washing machine on the hottest wash the wife could put the washing machine on. She put it in, not me. Anyhow, we must have put it in the washing machine about 5 times on the hottest wash, and it shrunk it down now. So it's now, look, you can see that my arms, they're the right length for my arms. So yeah, the next one I bought, the red one, yeah, I bought a large in that, and it's the perfect size. So the last one that I reeled in that I caught the little dab on was on my rod, which I've just rebuilt. So the next rod I'm going to bring in will be the rod that I've just bought, its brother. Well, I'm chuffed with them rods. They're still bouncing around at the tip, but in the middle of the rod, because they're shorter and stiffer, they're staying still. So all I've got to contend with is the wind, and now it's gusting to 29 miles an hour. So it is still hard work to see a bite on the tip of the rod. I have seen some bites on the tip of the rod, but the bait had gone, so it's obviously a crab plucking at the hook. So I'm really chuffed with these rods. They are stiffer. Everything that I thought they would be at this river mark, they are. I've reeled in my line full of Mayrot, and I reeled it all the way in and got the weight up here, pulled the line off and picked it all off. So I haven't lost any rigs due to the fact of the large tips. Stiffer rod, a lot better in the wind. It's not banging around now. Like I said earlier, go look at my previous video. I think it was the, well, I don't know when it was, but it was the one before this. It was Bay 19. It's only 2 videos ago. So yeah, check that out. Or it's the video before this one, because we might remix the videos up a bit. So wait and see. I'm enjoying the rods. I really like the fact that I've painted the tips white, as I always do. They do look professional. White oil-based gloss, when you paint it, as you know, it just, all the brush marks disappear, any air bubbles disappear, and it just goes into a nice film as though it's been put on for a manufacturer. So I'm chuffed to bits. Rot's gone down the river and now it's going back out. It's coming back past me. I've got black log on both those hooks, one tipped off with squid and one tipped off with sand eel. So we'll see what happens, won't we? You notice in my videos that I limp a lot, and that's because I think my hip is buggered. My mum had 2 new hips quite late in life, and I'm early in life, I think, and I think my left hip is back. It's not buggered, but it just makes me naturally limp. I can't help it. And in all my videos you see me limping, I am in pain the whole time. It goes from the back of my hip in your ass, where your dimple is in your ass if you're too fat like me. You can feel your hip bone in there and you get the pain there, and it also goes around to the inside of your groin as well. It really hurts there. So as the day go on, if I don't sit down much, well, it don't matter if I sit down, it just helps if I don't sit down. The pain gets really bad. And the other Friday I was in so much pain, I said to the wife, come on, let's go get some Voltarol. I said, I've got to try something because I was in so much pain on that particular day. And I have pain from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed. I put this bloody cream on, Voltarol. We got the extra strong stuff as well, £9.99 a tube. And I've mocked that advert every time I see these old people rub it in and then playing table tennis and whatever. I'm laughing. I put this bloody cream on, and I kid you not, within about 5 hours, I said to the wife, the pain started to go. Can't believe it. The next morning, I got out of bed and walked down the stairs, normally one step after another, instead of just going 1 foot and then bringing the next one on that step, and then the next foot down on the step and the next one on it, like an old person. I just walked down the stairs, and I got to the bottom of the stairs, and I thought, what have I just done? And I couldn't believe it. So I used the cream every 12 hours like it said, but now I don't even need to do that. I put the cream on, and then about 72 hours later I'll put some more on. So if I'm going for a long walk, I'd put it on how it says to put it on the tube, but because I use it so erratically, and I still feel my hip, and I've still got, sometimes I think, oh, that hurt a bit, but then I'm walking around and I'm not in no pain through walking about. I might still be limping, but I'm walking about, and it's unbelievable. I can't believe how good that stuff is. So all my laughing at the advert and anything, more fill me. I should have got that stuff beforehand, and then I found out that it's been about for donkey's years. I didn't even know that. So thank God for something you can buy over the counter, so you ain't got to wait for an appointment to see the doctor. And when doctor's appointments get a little bit easier, I'll go see the doctor and see what needs to be done. But I don't particularly want to have a hip hop, because I've been told they don't put you out. It's done under, they numb that part of your body down, and I don't want that. I want to be put out. I'd rather be put out for an operation and never wake up again, because you don't know nothing about it, do you? I don't want someone pulling me about. That won't be right, would it? But yeah, so yeah, I'm still, it still hurts occasionally, because obviously I'm not putting the ointment or cream on all the time, but I put it on enough now so that I'm in no pain as I'm speaking to you now, and it's unbelievable. I didn't believe that there was anything that could actually do that, because I was taking paracetamols and ibuprofens and it never touched it. Didn't even take the pain away. It was just pain all the time. Put that on and it had disappeared. So if anybody else is struggling with a hip and they got a bit of pain from it, try that out and see if it helps, because it's helped out. It's helped me out, and I wouldn't say it hasn't worked the way I've just told you if it didn't. Oh God, have a fish! That's a good sized fish. That was that bite I had, weren't it? Got a load of May rot on this. We'll see what happened. Might snap off. Should have took it off. I don't think it snapped off. It's not snapped off. caught a flounder. Towel, get my towel, let's get the wet one. What a booty! Look at that! One flounder. With these orange spots, you could wish it was a place, couldn't you? You could wish it was a place, but that's a flounder. And that's a good flounder and all. I saw the bite of that, but I left it out there. But yeah, cracking fish. So that's two fish. That's a flounder and a dab. So yeah, I might try and bring you over, but I don't know if I can. I'll tell you what I'll do. Hey, I'll go return the flounder. You'll be able to watch me return it. That is a good fat flounder. That is. That you could eat that one. That's sizable. I ain't measured it. It's over 30 centimeters. So let's go put it back. Right, Eric, go. So that's a dab and a flounder. Bay 19. I think it's the 25th. 23rd of May. Payday. I got paid on Friday. So yeah, that's returned. No floaters there. Chuffed about that. I really am chuffed about that. That's now not luck, is it? That's just what it is now. Is it's fortunate. What it is now, it's fortunate that I'm picked this bay because I've managed to catch two fish. Well, yeah, wind's picked up quite a bit now. The sun is no more. It's behind all these clouds, and it's a bit chilly, really. To be honest, it is a little bit chilly. The wind is blowing right across the water, and it's roughed that water up. The water's going out, but it still looks like it's coming in. On that bite with that flounder, and I've noticed this before, it'll go down like that, and then the rod will come back and lift up as though you're going to get a slack liner, but the line doesn't go slack, but your rod does come up. So there's still tension on your line, but obviously for it to come up, it's got to come back, hasn't it? So that's what happened with that flounder. Now, it was a good sized flounder. It was over 30 centimeters. I can't remember what the size for a flounder is, but that was eatable because it was so fat as well. But you saw me return it. It's gone back with the dab. Got two more baits out here. We'll see what we get. It's not been a blank. I'm happy with two fish. I come here today to try these rods out, and I'm happy with these rods. You saw me cast that last one out on my rebuilt rod, and I had May rot all up the line, and what happened was the line went through the line, the eyes, and sort of like tied up in a knot, but it didn't snap off. It like slowed it right down. It went flop down. So I pulled the line back through the eyes, untangled it, and I've pulled the main rod that's on the main line off. So when I reel it in, it'll not be right underneath all my lines, so I've got to pull loads off back in the garage. If you've got a little bit of May rot on there, then I would say that you'd possibly be able to still cast it out with a little bit on, but I had probably that much May rot on, and yeah, I just cast it out. So another good thing for big eyes, I guess. But I was lucky. So yeah, 2 fish, over the moon. It's been great. It's been great to be here, even though it ain't been the best of weather. It's only just now become a little bit nasty. I don't want to get airate, because with these airs, that's a lot of ache. So I'll put my hood up. Stop saying them, then. That's because I can't swear, or I try not to swear. I do swear occasionally, but I could feel that. I could feel there was a fish on with that flounder. That was quite a good weighty fish. I thought it was seaweed to start with, because my line, there was a bit of bladderwrack caught around my line where it enters the water, but that started floating off, so I pulled my line out of that, and I could still feel the weight, and I thought to myself, I've got a fish, and obviously I had. Last time that bloke was in Bay 18, he stopped down a chin wagon with me. He obviously thought I talked too much, and he couldn't get away. He's happy, old boy. He's still painting and decorating. He's a painter and decorator by trade, and he still does a bit of that. I think he should have retired, but he still does it for a bit of money, I think. But yeah, he's a nice bloke. He comes down, I think he comes down here most days fishing. Feels like rain now. This ain't going to be the longest of videos, which might be a good thing. Can't have them long all the time. I only have them long because Tom does them long and I like them long, you know. You can always watch my videos in sort of like 3 or 4 days, can't you? Watch 20 minutes, 25 minutes, then turn it off. Watch as much as you like. I ain't bothered. But you don't just look at a video and think, Christ, that's long. I ain't gonna bother watching that. Unless you think it's crap. You know, if you think it's crap, don't watch it. Now you can possibly hear the wind now. Rain's coming. So we've got obviously a storm front coming. All of Grimsby is covered in rain. That's what that was earlier. It weren't fog or mist. That was rain. So oh, you bastard. That was sand. Gonna have to wash my eye out. I've got sand in it. I think these are my last 2 casts that are out now. I could go over. I can fish down below. But I've enjoyed myself. It's been a short session. I've caught 2 good fish. Even the little dab was a fair size for a dab. You can see on this nearest rod, perhaps, I don't know if you can, that that's the rod with the original eyes still on it. And they're a lot bigger than the B-Nog eyes, Fuji eyes that I put on the rod that I've rebuilt. But I can live with the eyes being different on both those rods, because I know they're going to be both the same eventually. And I'm not wasting eyes. Those eyes on that rod are still in good nick. The one that I had, 2 of the eyes had got damaged. The insert had fell out of the bottom eye, and the top eye eventually broke, and obviously I snapped off. It's on video. I think it was either Bay 28 or Bay 27. So I was using that rod before I rebuilt it, and before the eye broke at the top. I was just chucking that over the side and using it because it was just an old rod and it was good for the job that it was doing. But now I've done it up, I'm looking after it a lot more and treating it like a brand new bought rod. So, and that's what you should do, really. I know there's lots of people who are proper fishermen who bundle all the rods and the tripod together and wrap a load of sellotape round it and carry it on the shoulder to the fishing mark. Proper fishermen, you know. I've had that lesson at Jerry's, and me, I'm not a proper fisherman because I like to wrap mine up in cotton wool. That rod I wasn't doing, but I do now. Now I've spent all that time, a bit of money on it, repairing the rod. You want to look after it, don't you? Or at least I do. The worst case scenario is with these rods, if this water goes out too far, I'm going to have to jump over the side and walk round and reel it up from over the wall. Bit of sun coming out now as well. Breaking through the clouds. Feel a bit of warmth. I would also like to thank Tom. because in the last thumbnail on the last video, i.e. the thumbnail of me building the leader icon rod, he's just clipped it at the right time with my facial expression to make me look like Homer Simpson. And I must have been pointing for the beer, because I'm looking at that thumbnail on that video and I'm just looking at it and thinking I look like one of the Simpsons, and the only one with my fat belly is Homer. Thanks, Tom. Hey. Oh dear. Oh. Oh. That was the rough rod that lifted back again. I don't know how much I've got left on there. Look at all this May rot on this line. Now, if you've got a rod with small eyes, you won't be able to reel this in, look. Look at that. See all that May rot on there? Not only there, look there. So it's that side, that side. What I'm gonna do is, if I was still fishing here now, and there's quite a lot come on that one, and it's still up the line, lead the line and down, I'd just cut the knot and retie it. But I'm going to do that at home, because I can tie a knot better in the garage than I can here. I can tie a knot good here, I'm not saying I can't. I'm quite happy with it, and I wouldn't then retie it when I got home, but it's just better to do it at home. So how much charge have I got on this? So in there, can you see all that movement in there? It's Mr. Flounder. See, he's swimming around in there, look. So we're gonna go release him. I've took him off the hook, he's off the hook. I'll tell you what we'll do first. Let's go over here. We're finished fishing now, it's been a great day. Like I say, I could go over the side, I'll show you now. Look, I'm sorry for the jolt, being a bit jolty, but I'm 53 now and we're climbing over a wall on a ladder. It's all right, I've done a risk assessment and everything's safe because I know what I'm doing. So we got caught in there. Look at that, right in there. So that's that out. Chuck that up there. Now I just want to check down there that there wasn't two flounders on that rig, because it looked like two. Don't mean it was, but let's just check anyhow, because we don't want to leave a fish out of water, do we? slippery here. Right. Now then, there's no fish there, so it was only the one fish. So, yep, one fish. So what we'll do is now, yep, what we'll do is now, I'll go back up. See, hip's hurting a little bit now. I can't remember when I last put my cream on, but it was a few days ago now. If I'm just walking about, as normal, then I'm fine. But I'm now limping because it's now hurting there. So all I'll do tonight is I'll go I shall fit a shower in to my busy schedule, and then I shall put the cream on. It's not actually hurting on the hip round near your buttock, you know, back of your ass where your hip is. It's actually hurting in the groin. So I've only put some cream on the inside once, so I shall do it on both. Right, we'll set you up over here, and then we'll go. We shall set you up. Over there. That's what we'll do. Right. Let's get this. Right. Here we go. Flounder number 2. There's my hand. So he's not as big as the other flounder, but he's bigger than the dad, because my dad was the size of my hand. So yeah, but it's a nice little flounder, isn't it? Right, let's get you up here. Yeah, that hip hurts, but that's not bad. That's a full fishing trip, and I put the cream on, well, 3 days ago, I think. Well, it would have been 3 days, might be 3.5 days now. So yeah, I'm chuffed with that. I don't use it too much, because they say you can only use it for 2 weeks, then you've got to get doctor's advice, man. Anyhow, enough of me. Flounder's returned. The only thing is, I wish I'd chucked it out another 2 meters. I chucked it out 1.5 meters in the water, but me being a warrior, I always worry that the water's going to go out and the flounder's going to be an idiot and just sit there. I don't think that'll happen. I think when Mr. Flounder, he was full of energy in that bucket, he was swimming around in circles like a Tasmanian devil. So I think as soon as he's caught his breath again through being out, he'll be off. And I'm sure fish can sense what the tide is doing, because if not, you would see fish on the beach washed up on the shore all the time, wouldn't you? What little fish are left, that have been left by overfishing, that is. So yeah, well, I'm gonna get back over the side and then we'll shut this down. So thank you very much for watching if you've got this far. It's been a real enjoyable session. I've got shed loads of may rot to cut off my line, but that's for when I get them. Yeah, it's been enjoyable. I've enjoyed this session through wind, rain and shine now. So yeah, it's been good using those rods. you haven't got so much of a reach out because obviously it's 3 foot shorter than normal, and my weight got caught on the side. That don't often happen, but it does happen with my 15-foot rods. But those rods sit far better in the rod rests than the Shakespeares that I've got. Let's just put this down. Than the Shakespeares that I've got. So I will still use the Shakespeares. I like to mix and match. Probably not the best thing to do, but I do enjoy doing it. So yeah, if you've got this far, thank you very much. We've caught 2 flounders and 1 dab. All 3 fish are good size. That obviously the second flounder was the biggest, and I could have eaten that, but there's no point. If it was that sort of size, I would think seriously about taking it home for some food, but I'm not running short on food. It's a sport, I enjoy it. When I was younger, I used to eat all my fish, and as you get older, things change in your head and you just want to return them. But there will be a time when I catch a fish and eat it. If any die on my hooks, then I'll eat them. So thanks for getting this far. If you've done it, please like, comment and subscribe. Best thing you can do is share my videos. Share them anywhere, share them to whoever, share them to the Queen if you like, but just get me out there and hopefully pick up some subscribers. It would be great. So yeah, check out Danny Shore Fishing. Don't forget Lynchy Outdoors, Beach Fishing Tony, and Hardcore Fisherman. And don't forget Rob of Landlocked Sea Fishing, because he comes up with quite a few good ideas. Well, a lot of good ideas really. And he's fishing at the moment at Chesil Beach. I think he's still there, so hopefully there'll be some more videos, Rob. So anyhow, if you've got this far, thanks very much. I'm off. This is the end on the 23rd of May at Bay 19 on a glorious day as it's turned out. And next time you'll see me will be on the beach. So thanks a lot and see you later. So yeah, I just fancied on coming